We turn to you now
You probably want to refresh
to
it.
make a new start. More than just tears, we give you our hearts. Let the people cry and call that we might stand.
Hello, everyone. Here we are together again on a great day in Kansas City. A little bit cooler, a little bit rainy.
Yeah, a little wet.
Yeah, but it feels better than it did
does.
last
It's-
week.
yes.
Anyway, so glad we could be together and talk about the great things of God. And if you saw the title, you're going to see we're going to talk about pride. And
Satan proud.
yeah,
That's a good title.
yeah, it's
I
a
like
good
that
title.
title.
Yeah, let's see. Pride makes Satan proud. We're gonna.
Yep.
I'm gonna talk about what that means and a little bit about pride here in a little bit. But I know you've been busy. I've been so busy that I have to just come in here and do this. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like you think as a pastor, you get to pray 2 hours before you do everything.
Yes.
You know, you get 2 hours of prayer and you come in this holy moment. But there's so much in the ministry to do, as you
Going
already
on,
know.
yeah.
And there's so many things going on that we're trying to gear up at our church, of course, for the fall and just lots of things. And then keeping up with what's going on in the country and in the world a little bit.
Sure.
And then finishing this book, which I keep saying I finished. It should have been done last week, but we had a little glitch, and now we're unglitching it.
Unglitching.
Yeah. Hey, Dustin, good to see you. If you're here listening today, be sure and come on and say hello to us.
Yeah,
We'd like
pop
to know
in the
you're
comments, say
you're
hi.
here.
Yep.
So I've been so busy. Like people ask me sometimes when my schedule. When's my pastors ask me when's your day off, and I think they want to copy me. I said you don't want to copy me because I don't take. I work
I'll say,
every day.
I got a text from you last night at almost 1 a.m., I think.
Yeah.
And it was the title of today's.
Oh, yeah,
It
1
says,
a.m..
Pride
So
makes Satan proud. Yeah, 12:56 a.m.
Yeah, I'm still going. And so, it's just the way it is. But you and I, the family, we finally planned, and we're going to take at least a few days
Yeah, that'd be
coming
good, I
up
think.
soon, be a few days to go somewhere with the family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just got to hurry. Now I got to hurry and work harder to get so I
get
can
it.
leave.
Yeah.
And then when we get back, I got to work harder because I was
Good
gone.
miss time, right?
I'll try not to work while I'm gone too much. While we're gone too much, it'll be a great time together. The only thing that's different this time is I think I'm going to have to take my cat Sophie.
I heard about that.
Well,
That's gonna be creative.
okay. So since Charco died, I don't know when. I forgot now when. Maybe it's been a year, maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember.
2 years, maybe.
No, it hadn't been that long, but I don't know. But
I don't know.
anyway,
Yeah, probably a
her
year.
personality has changed.
Sure.
And before he died, she didn't pay attention to me at all. And after he died, like I'm everything to her now. And she screams. Okay, you'll hear it if I take her with you. You'll hear
Sure.
it. It wakes you up in the night like a baby. It sounds like a
Oh,
baby
well,
crying,
I
and
know
she
what that's
goes
like.
on and on and on. And finally, and so I'm laying there thinking like a parent, like, who's going to get up this time, right? Is that what you do?
Oh, yeah.
You got
Oh,
four
yeah.
girls,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, who's going to get up this time? I got up last time, 2
Yeah.
hours, and it's like every 2
Take
hours.
shifts. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kathy, she does the earbuds at night.
Oh, nice.
So
She
she
can
doesn't
hear
hear
it.
anything,
Yeah.
So I get up and feed her and talk to her, and then I got to pet her. Sometimes we go out in the living room, we lay on the floor down together, and then 2 hours later she's screaming again. But I'm not sure about the drive. The drive is a little bit far,
Yeah.
and so I think. I'm trying to get Kathy to contact the vet that Sophie goes
Oh, yeah,
to twice
yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
Like a hairdo, she
It
goes
is
to
like,
every
yeah,
week.
spa day.
And see if we can tranquilize her or something. When she was younger, they did that. They gave her anxiety thing because she would hiss and fight with the other cat so much, Charco, and she was like stressed constantly.
Sure.
And now it's like she's stressed constantly. And you think, are you in pain? Because she's got a lot.
She's old, yeah.
She's got arthritis and
sure.
other things. And, is she stressed? Is she in pain? And if you listen to her, I'm afraid the family's going to say, maybe it's time you give her a little
I think
rest.
people are already saying that.
Yeah, I know. And I'm hanging on because she can be fine. She can be fine. But anyway, I'm thinking about that drive, and if she's going to scream the whole time, will she sleep? Maybe I could not put her in the carrier, maybe I can make a bigger area.
We
and
were.
let
I'll
it
just let you in
vacuum.
on this a little bit. We were at the pool with the Kings the other day.
Yeah.
And this came up a conversation
Sophie
in the
came
pool.
up. Oh no.
The cat did on the family trip we're taking, and JD's he's letting it in that he thinks the only reason the cat's still alive and kicking is because of Kathy's faith.
Yeah.
I think that is what's keeping this cat alive.
He's 19 years old.
Yeah.
And a cat's only this big and about that wide
Yep.
now. So that's the only thing so I'm hoping she calls and says, because they did give her some anxiety things.
Sure.
And I thought, well, maybe we can do that, or do maybe what you give kids.
A Benadryl?
Yeah. I'll give her some Benadryl like you do a kid, like.
Some melatonin and Benadryl.
Yeah, and all that, just to see.
That's
Nobody's going to want to ride with us. So
Of course, if you grew up in Kentucky like I did, they did Benadryl. My grandpa would also do a little bit of like the Jack Daniels when I was like 12. We'd spend the night at Grandpa's house, and he just
I guess
sleep.
I guess it worked, huh?
Well, who knows?
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm finally going to take a few days off. Maybe I try not to work. Try to get everything lined up before I go, but that's coming up. But anyway, we're going to talk about the good things of God today, and we already mentioned the title, Pride Makes Satan Proud. So I wanted to back up with that and talk about pride. The problem talking about pride is most people don't think they have it.
Sure.
And you talk about humility, and you're talking all about it, and they're agreeing with you totally, because
I am humble.
everybody thinks they're humble, and nobody thinks they have pride. And so we have to talk about that a little bit. Anyway, we got to remember the root of this is Satan, who is Lucifer, you remember,
right.
was tossed out of heaven, and because he was proud. And when he became prideful, he wanted to rearrange the order of things and put him at the top. And so pride, that's what you're basically doing. Pride always wants to put you at the top.
Yeah.
And so now that we know that the root of Satan's fall, and there caused other things, but fall was pride, got into his heart, then we realize, well, did he ever stop being prideful? No.
Or did it just flare up even harder?
I mean, he's still very, very prideful.
Sure.
So think about this. The reason I put that pride makes Satan proud is if he can get you, me, somebody to respond in pride, it causes him pride.
Sure.
Because he's down here and he's still got pride.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
Yeah, and so you can start thinking, well, what's happening in my life? Some people, they used to say it. They don't say it so much. Well, some people might, the devil's attacking me, or the devil's after me,
Sure.
or stuff like that.
Sure.
And I don't know. Most people are probably not important enough for him to stop what he's doing. And
People don't like hearing that.
yeah, I know.
It attacks their pride.
Yeah, it attacks their pride. They're not that important enough to make Satan. But I get it. And he is a, prankster.
Sure.
He is a bad guy and does things. But imagine, what does he get out of it? Let's say if somebody comes and somebody says, well, the devil's attacking my finances. Let's just use that one. I've heard that a lot. What does he get out of it?
Sure.
He didn't get anything. He's not going to spend your money.
Yeah, right.
So what does he get out of it? And think of it this way. So it's how you're responding, how you're reacting, whether, you whine, you complain, you attack God, you fall apart, you get angry,
Right.
you go get a second loan on what is that? Payday loan.
You get a loan on the payday loan.
Something, you respond to it, and then he goes, aha, and he gets pride out of it
Yeah.
because he got you to respond in a, I wouldn't say necessarily even an ungodly way, but maybe an unscriptural way.
Sure, a
rather
fearful
than
way.
turn to faith
Yeah.
and go, faith and God, just like you talked about faith and that. So when we respond, every time we respond not according to the word of God or the ways of God, it boosts his pride.
Right.
Because he was able to hook us and make us respond in whatever
Yeah,
way.
that's a good point.
And even if we don't respond in pride, we can be prideful because we didn't go to God with it and think, well, I can handle this.
Right.
I wrote down on this paper here, pride does not shout, I don't need God. It whispers, I got this.
Oh, wow.
It whispers to you, I got this. I got
Yeah.
this.
Just confidence in yourself. Right.
So since his root was pride, we can build his pride by not responding to God, but responding to our circumstances, which he may have he can torment and he can interfere and he
Yeah.
can hinder. Paul said that Satan hindered us.
Right.
So he can hinder your life, but how you respond to it just makes him more prideful, because he's prideful.
Yeah.
And so we as believers, and it's not so much a non-believer. A non-believer could build his pride, but that's not where the battle is. The
Right.
battle is getting us to respond, not in faith and trust in God. And then when we do, if it's stupid or fearful or whatever, then he gets more. It just
Right.
feeds his pride.
Yeah.
Think
There's
about
actually
that.
a verse that counters this, saying, "I don't need God," and it supports your idea. Pray about everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that then what
Always in
shifts the
prayer.
pride? Like, Satan's not getting pride, now God's getting glory.
Yeah.
Right, for that.
So I thought about
Yeah.
that. I thought if I could get that into some people and think, like, every time you get in that situation, you think, well, I don't want to build his pride.
Sure.
I don't want to make him feel better about himself
Yeah.
because I'm such an idiot, or I'm so weak, or I'm so complaining, or whatever, fearful. And so that was kind of my point of that our pride, which doesn't turn to God, makes Satan proud that we didn't turn to God.
Right.
And so it's sort of working under his pride system. And another thing about pride, pride is not just one sin. It's like you think about, well, you're prideful. Okay, well, I need to pray about that, or I need to work on it. Pride is not one sin. Pride feeds all the attitudes of all kinds of sin, because you make decisions out of it, you speak out of it, you argue out of it.
Sure.
So it's not like pride is just one single thing. It sparks attitudes.
It's a root system.
Yeah,
right,
and then it sparks all these attitudes of how you act, how you think, how you respond, and so it's a multiple thing that and so that's why pride is so important that we understand it. Of course, I paraphrase it. We paraphrase it all the time. It's really more than that, but pride comes before a fall.
Sure.
I think it actually says pride comes before destruction, and then it says something else. I didn't put it before me, but I have this one, though. God opposes the proud. Think about that. Think of well, you can answer it. How prideful do you think our culture really is, Americans?
Oh, yeah. Very.
Really prideful.
I'm proud to be an American.
Yeah, that's a good one. Sometimes on my phone, I'm looking for stuff or something will pop up on my phone. And one of the things is sometimes one of the more, I don't know if it's fun to watch, but when people get pulled over and it shows cops coming up.
The body cam footage. and
Yeah,
stuff,
roll down your window and all that. Or they get them for shoplifting or something,
Sure.
and they try. And it's like out of this world. It's just out of this world, the reactions that poor people have out of pride. I'm not going to speak. You can't tell me I have these. Like just cooperate and go on your way,
Right. Right.
Especially if you actually did run the stop sign.
Yeah.
And they argue, I did not. Well, I have it on. I have it on.
On camera,
I have it on
yeah.
cam. Well, I didn't do it. Like what?
Well, this is awkward.
Yeah. So if God opposes the proud, then that's going to answer a lot of questions of just how slow our life moves, how prayers don't get answered, how we have things that we'd like God to do, or needs we have, or circumstances,
Right.
and all of a sudden, like, why is it going? Even if it goes, and even you're trying. Okay, get this quandary. Okay, so you're trying to apply your faith,
Sure.
but next to it is pride. So God responds to faith, but he opposes the proud.
Right.
You're like zero. You're
Yeah.
on ground zero now.
Right.
Because both are weighing on each other.
Yeah.
So
Well.
pride is a terrible thing, because God had to deal with it in heaven. Now he's got to deal with it here on earth.
And in us, yeah.
in us. And if he doesn't have to, I have here, God shows favor to the humble. God,
I like that.
God opposes the proud, but he shows favor
Yeah,
to the
that's good.
humble.
That's
And so
good.
the problem, like we said, everybody thinks
I don't
they're
have pride.
humble.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody thinks they're humble. Let's see what else I got here. I had some interesting things here about how people look. But, another thing that pride is, pride judges other people, doesn't see itself.
Sure. Yeah.
Pride is always about other people. I think I have it here somewhere. Pride is one of the greatest enemies. Oh, I say, yeah. Pride is one of the greatest enemies of revival, but it's convinced that the problem is somebody else, that somebody else has to change.
Right.
So, yeah, I want revival, but pride says, but I don't need to do anything. It's those other people that need to
Sure.
change. And I think that's just common to our humanity, that we judge and think everybody else needs to change, but we're okay.
Right.
And so it's just a really rotten thing. And I'm not sure how to get people to open up to that and realize how detrimental pride is against, and how it can fight against your life, because God opposes it. So what do you do? How do you get humility? But most people that have been humbled, but being humbled
Right.
is not the same as humbling yourself
Right.
without any other extras. So, I've gone through a lot of things in my life, and I think it's lowered me down, and it's kept me in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
I think. And, I deal with people all the time, so I can't respond to everybody. I can't react.
Sure.
I can't be a reactor. It drives me
Sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
I can be an actor who acts, but I can't be a reactor, responding like everybody. And you hear this person did that, this person said that, this person has moved on to another church, or this person left their church and now is in your church.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good.
Right.
And
I won 'em over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you cannot. I think pride is it reacts.
Sure.
It doesn't think. It doesn't weigh. It doesn't look at the facts. It just responds and reacts in a prideful way. But humility, I think, is slow to speak.
Yeah.
And
Patient.
and just slow to speak and quick to listen, and weighs it out, not so fast, and then comes up with, well,
Right.
let me weigh this out in just the big picture.
But not weak or powerless, though. I think sometimes people like to hear the word meek as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
God blesses the meek. I
Right.
think people sometimes equate that to being
Weak.
thinking less of yourself,
Yeah.
thinking I'm just, a worm on the earth that God might show favor on, or
Yeah.
like that mentality. I want to kind of put you on the spot a little bit. Can you differentiate between that? Okay, humility, that's not humility, right?
No, that's
What
right.
is like true humility, you think?
I think you're able to see yourself in the big in light of who God is,
Yeah.
who He is, what He's doing, and not self promotion.
Right. Yeah.
Finding your spot, and like for instance, I've said before, is we have people that come and they say, I just want to serve. I just
Sure.
want to serve God, and find me. And then when you give them a job to do, and you kind of treat them like, okay, go do it. You're a servant. You want to be a servant. And then they get angry because you're treating them like a
Yeah,
servant.
yeah.
Like, what? You're treating me like a servant? Yeah, that's what this is. We're servants.
Right.
And one of the scriptures I may have mentioned before, but talks about the worker in the field. And Jesus said, so what happens here? So the worker's out in the field and he works all day, and he comes in and there's the master. Well, what does he do? He tells the master to sit down, and he fixes supper for him. That's my paraphrase. And he fixes him something
Yep.
to eat. He doesn't end. The work is done, but when he comes in, the master is there. He still serves.
Yep,
He still
exactly.
serves till serving is done.
Till the job's complete.
Yeah,
right,
till
right.
serving is done, and it doesn't stop at 5 o'clock, or
Sure.
it doesn't stop, at any time. But that's a rare person that's in that. I like to think. I hope I'm in that mode, because I am going all the time
Sure.
serving, and I, if I get a call, somebody needs help, I don't ever rise up. How could they be so stupid to do that? I just say, how
Sure.
can I help?
Yeah.
What can I do to help? I'll try to help.
Right.
I overdo it sometimes and overdo myself involved with too much, but who cares? Do the
Right.
best I can to
Yeah.
help. And so I think the pride is self-sufficiency, and being
That's
humble
good. That's really good.
is really going, I am not that self-sufficient.
Yeah.
I am not made to be self-sufficient. I am
Yep.
to be God-efficient.
Yeah.
And when you
that's
get that, then, so I need to be more God efficient. And like you said, it doesn't have to be weakness, or where we're always praying, oh, Lord, help me. I'm humbled by
Right.
circumstances.
Right.
It's seeing who God is and seeing who you are and being comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And seeing who other people are. Seeing
That's good.
the
That's
Bible
really
talks
good.
about not everybody's the same. Not everybody's got the same talents or abilities or levels. Not everybody has the same faith. And seeing this is where I am. Maybe I want to be better. Maybe I want to be higher. Maybe I want to do something different. But here's who I am. Here's
Yeah.
what I need to be doing now. I need to
Right.
be working in the baby room. I need to be working in the nursery or
Serving
whatever
somewhere,
it is.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's not glamorous. I wish I was a prophet and healing the sick.
Yeah.
But
Raising the dead.
yeah. And humility is being satisfied, I think, with who you are right now, and being realistic of who
Being
you
content.
are.
Yeah.
Content
Yeah, that's
and
good.
realistic. This
Yeah.
is who I am. This is what I can do. I appreciate what I get to do, and I appreciate what others get to do. And someday maybe I'll get to do more, which you probably will, especially if you're humble.
And that's when you get the favor of God.
And you get the favor of God with
Right.
that. So I have down here on paper self-sufficiency. Pride also, it makes it difficult for leaders. Well, it makes it difficult in marriage or leaders or school or whatever.
Yeah.
It resists correction. It doesn't want to be,
Right.
I got it. I know what I'm doing. You don't need to correct me. You don't need to tell me.
So I'm pretty sure Proverbs just outright calls that stupidity.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
right?
right.
The fool, I think it says the fool hates discipline. or something
Yeah,
like
right.
that.
Yeah. And the wise person
Yep.
appreciates being corrected.
Yep.
Where is that in our culture, But
Not much wisdom, apparently.
Yeah, right. And let's see. Well, resist correction just lacks the ability to be taught.
Yeah.
They're not teachable.
Right.
And so if you're not teachable, you're pretty well stuck who you are.
Yeah.
You're
You have
stuck-
no room to grow.
No, yeah, you're who you are, and you're going to
Yep.
be this. And next time I see you, you're still going to be like this.
Yep.
And I noticed though, over the years, prideful people can sometimes they're prideful because they do have talent,
Sure.
or they are smart. They do understand some things, but it snares them because, like I said before, the fall, because then the pride gets to them, and next thing, somebody who is able, smart,
Right.
that can do things, what happens? Their pride gets offended.
Yep.
Their pride gets angry. Their pride drives them, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're gone.
God opposes them.
Yeah, they're gone because they couldn't get the blessing, and they were upset all the time at something because nobody is as good as they are. Nobody sees what they see.
That's quite literally what Lucifer had.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
Head of all the musician, music.
Yeah, there's
angels and
there's a scripture in the Old Testament that gives the impression. Hey, Jimmy, that gives the impression that he was. Number one, he was an archangel.
Yeah.
They have the three, and he was one of them, so he was over 1/3. But he also was the worship leader. I'll just put it that way.
Sure.
I can't remember. It's in Isaiah.
Yeah.
And
I think that's where I got it from. Yeah.
yeah, it's in Isaiah, and it insinuates that maybe he was a worship leader or over the music.
Yeah.
Imagine that, and you know what? Maybe that fed his pride. Like I'm somebody
Yeah.
more.
Talented. I deserve this.
I deserve
right?
it. Yeah. And so you begin to judge other people as lower than yourself, and boy, that is another thing in ministry too is a problem because if people have pride, and then when you're in the ministry, you hear a lot of things, some true, some not true.
Sure.
But you hear, or somebody falls, somebody gets messed up, somebody makes a mistake, and your pride then now makes you think of that person through their mistake. And so your opinion
Like
of
gets
them,
a new label on them.
yeah, your opinion of
Identify
them,
them with that.
is
Interesting.
lowered
Wow.
or different.
Yeah.
And people in the ministry like myself, you have to have the ability to be humble enough to realize, only by the grace of God go I, and
Yeah.
somebody else goofs up or has a big problem or makes a mistake, to be able to help them, but not change your opinion of them.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
isn't that what God does?
Wow.
God's willing to help
Right.
us, but he doesn't change his opinion of us. And that takes, I think, humility, wisdom, to be able to
Yeah.
be that person.
That's a
that
really
hears
good perspective.
everybody's
Yeah.
problems. You see everybody's situation, but it doesn't change you. It changes your opinion of the person.
You don't think less of them.
No,
Yeah.
you just try to help them out of their problem.
Right.
And I see people, though, in the church folks, then they get in a situation and then they go talk to their friend or get on Facebook or whatever, or they go have coffee with somebody and they tell about all the stuff going on between them and their husband. And all of a
Right.
sudden, and
Yeah.
now that person, they don't realize what they did. You just lowered yourself in
sowing
their
seeds of
eyes.
discord, yeah.
And you
Yeah,
lowered your
exactly.
husband in their eyes.
Right.
And then you go home and make up, and now you say, oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I love you, Mr.
Yeah.
Husband. And then, but that person you had coffee with still thinks bad about
Now
you.
your friend, doesn't like your
Yeah,
husband.
they're still, they're still lowered.
Exactly.
They lowered their opinion. So that's why I tell people really, go to a pastor and talk to them.
Sure.
It's really frustrating sometimes when I get sick. Somebody contacts me and says, somebody talk to them. And I feel like you need to know this because they talked to me and this is what they said or this is what's going on in their life. And then, so then they call me or talk to me and tell me, and I think, oh, I wish the person had come
The
to me
root would've got-
and left
right.
you out because now there's a third person that's got also an opinion
Right.
of what you're supposed to do. So anyway, as we go through life, then we have to realize our pride can make the devil proud.
Sure.
because we're responding in pride the way he responds, and we fed and just made him fatter on pride.
We're mirroring him.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
exactly.
And he's just way overweight. He's obese in pride. He's just getting fatter and fatter on pride
fun.
because all these people are pride like he.
Sure.
So you can confess Jesus, you can go to church, you can do everything right.
Right.
But if you're really responding in pride, I got this, I can do this, I know what I'm doing, then it just boosts him.
You're praying aloud on the street corner.
Yeah.
right.
And just boosts him.
Yeah.
And just makes him more proud.
Yep.
Rather than, we need to humble him and say, you're nobody. I serve the Lord and I only him. Like Jesus
that's
said.
good.
I worship him and only him. So
Yeah.
anyway, fun stuff. It's
Yeah.
a few things that's in the new book I'm doing, Revival or
Awesome.
Ruin. And I was working on that last night a little bit. And so I thought we could just come in and talk about it. But it's such an important subject that everybody needs to pay attention. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Pride is just, it is not, what do you call it? Like sin that doesn't have consequences.
Without- yeah,
pride
yeah.
has
Right,
consequences, and so we think we look at it and we think,
Yeah.
well, it's just pride. Everybody has it, not that big a deal, and not realize the consequences in the kingdom of God, but to yourself, and that's why God, through all, the Bible says Jesus humbled himself.
Yeah,
He
right.
had to. I mean, he couldn't come in with pride.
Yeah.
What would we do with
Yeah.
him? How would we respond if he was prideful? But on the same way, we respond to the devil because he's prideful. So anyway,
Right.
fun subject, one
Yeah.
that needs to be talked about a
Sure.
lot. I don't know how to cure it because pride is not listening right now.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
they saw,
So
the,
we
saw
got-
the title.
so
Like, yeah, I'm good.
we got nowhere today. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yep.
Till next time. Bye-bye.